Happy full moon in Sag. I'm recording this 2 weeks early. I just have a feeling that we're all gonna need it. It's gonna be a big one. And I'm excited for it, I'm here for it. We all as human beings, as souls contracted being alive at this time. If you're alive on the planet, you're on purpose. You're part of the, Ascension Awakening team. And so I think in my gut, I'm like feeling in my bones and in my gut that this is going to be not like the fork in the road, but we know if you're here, especially in the Patreon group, we have to utilize these energies for good, and we have to utilize them in an advantageous way. The planets aren't happening to us, they're there for us. This is, like Pam Gregory says, it's like modeling clay. This is, the map. We're map makers, as Lazarus says. This is very beautiful energy. In my language, we're on quests. That's my quest, is to help find and help guide the leadership team for the awakened new earth. My guides are even saying my quest is changing, which is really exciting. I am kind of focused more on joy and bringing joy right now. This, to me, this type of energy reminds me of like being a violinist on the side of the Titanic, where it's like, look right at me, stay with me, look right at me. Look right at me, and don't look to the left and don't look to the right. We know it's happening. We're aware that there are dumpster fires over there. Just stay right here with me. So I'm going to post this as soon as I, edit it and timestamp it, so I can give you, I'm really going to try to give you as much as I possibly can, as early as I can, even the roundup as early as possible. What day of the week is this falling on? This is falling on a Thursday. So not that I'm going to say like take a long weekend or anything like that, but just be cognizant of how you are feeling before you do anything. Before you make a decision, before you send an email, before you get behind the wheel of your car, before you interact with others during this time, day of especially, really ground and sink in and be there with yourself. And the image that my guides are giving me right now is of the eclipse and of like it was the new moon eclipse in Aries at 19 degrees conjunct Chiron, where everybody was like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? And then nothing happened. We changed from the inside. A significant amount of us, the majority of my patrons included, had tower moments, had realizations, had, internal change. Like, please, if you're watching this day of on YouTube, just know that there's a Patreon group that this is a part of. I post this day of just to share with the entire world. And thank you to YouTube for getting this out there as much as I can, to give you as much information as I can. But just be aware that I'm recording this on the 9th of May. So if anything has happened from now until then, it will not be included in this video. I just want to give that disclaimer. There are 4 astrological components that I'm going to highlight, as well as the full moon. That's going on this day. So this is very much like there's a fork in the road for all of us, that everyone has had to choose fear or love, self-sovereignty, or, blaming others, whatever that may be. There's no judgment, because, I feel as though for myself personally, I speak from I statements at this table. I can only speak from what I've experienced, what I've gone through. All I know is that when I have been in those moments of woe is me, I learned the most. I had to crawl down into the depths of my own soul, in the bottom of the well, and then keep on digging to get to a place where I was in complete darkness, to recognize that, wow, I am the light inside of myself. So I don't want anyone to take anything that I'm saying as judgmental. I'm going to speak, to both the 3D, the 5D, the fear and the love mentality, and just kind of give us as many tools as we possibly can to kind of navigate this one, There's, a few different other lenses and a few different other, pieces of information that are mine that you can watch, and just to get other ideas. The May 2024 video, it's going to be May. You can watch that. I touch upon this. and I spoke to it just like in a very general way, and I recorded that in April, so it's nice to have other lenses. The Jupiter and Gemini video, which I will definitely, that will be on my public YouTube page for my patrons, so definitely go check that out. That's happening 2 days after this full moon, so it's worth your time. That's a year transit, so I'm super excited about that one. And so, oh my God, the most millennial absurd parable, or not parable, but like memory is popping into my head right now, as far as like I am working with new guides. I don't know if I've tried to record this once, but yes, 2 days ago on the new moon in Taurus, I had one of the most powerful upgrades, shamanic healings, changeover of my guides that I've ever experienced in this lifetime ever, and am forever changed. I know that a significant amount of my patrons, a significant amount of the people in my community are feeling this energy, and so being forever changed, I just like the new guides that I have and I'm working with are just spot on. So there was a show back in the day. It was called Seventh Heaven. Yeah, there's so many sevens that have come out today, so I'm just going to write that down. If you're into numerology, it's all about the sevens today. Where it was like the oldest daughter, she got like a full scholarship, like a full ride to like her college of choice. And maybe like a few days or like before she was about to graduate or something, she like went out to a party and she drank alcohol. And then long and short of it, she basically lost the scholarship. Like they called her and they were like, we don't, like she had a full ride. It was like, I think it was basketball or something like that. Please comment below if anyone can find that clip and just post it in the comment section. I would be forever, 7 minutes when I said that, I would be just forever grateful for you, because this is the type of energy that I'm feeling is what we're walking into right now. Not that you can't ever come back from these things, but it's like that. Don't mess it up. Don't mess up how far you've come. And this is Sag energy. This is quest, adventure, long distance travel, higher education. You know a Sag, you love a Sag. They're the life of the party. When they tell you what's what, they tell you what's what. They'll spunky dunk. And this is, the house of legalities at the same time. So they've got the receipts, baby child. They've got the receipts. My God, yeah. Virgo is just sitting in the corner watching the Sag tell you what's what. Like, oh yeah. Yeah, it's tea. It's tea. It's good stuff. So, and in the May 2024 introductory video, I called this herd mentality. The Gemini video, I think I'm calling it like what you focus on will expand no matter what. Like what you're focusing on, it will happen. It will expand. Please definitely go check where Gemini is in your chart. Check where 2 degrees of Gemini is. Check where 2 degrees of Sagittarius is in your chart. We're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. And if this is your first time at my table, if you are watching this on YouTube the day of the full moon or after the full moon, welcome. My name is Sarah. I am not from around here in any capacity. I am so old. My soul is so old. I'm choosing for this to be my last human lifetime. And it's a great time around here. So since this healing, this upgrade that I've received, I don't even know what to call myself anymore. So I'm Sarah. Yeah, that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. So go grab your things, go grab your journal. And if you're new to the table, this is my multidimensional cafe. It's literally just you and I having coffee or tea, and we're chit-chatting about astrology. I'm so grateful that, the way that I can communicate and the way that I can express this information. I speak in lenses, so we're going to kind of break this down and go over it step by step. And so I'm here to help you create a safe space for you to whittle tools for yourself to put into your toolbox. Yeah, there are no living gurus on this planet, in my personal practice and opinion. And this is a wee bit crass. I don't swear in my content anymore, but if you sit on the toilet and you poop the same way that I do, you're no guru. Absolutely not. People are all coming online. Everyone is learning to shine in their own way. A lot of that has to do with the Jupiter transit that's going into Gemini. Definitely go check that video out. I will post it before that, and I will put the link to that below. And definitely go check out the Patreon group. There's a 7-day free trial. I'm just loving the 7s today. And so it's worth your time. It's worth your time. And I have zero expectations for however long you're going to be a participant in that group. I am here to help guide you back to your most authentic self, give you these tools so that hopefully one day you're able to read your own chart and to utilize this energies to the best of your abilities. So I'm here for you for probably however long you need me for, whether it be a short time, a long time. Some, I have clients that I've been working with for years and they've upgraded and upgraded and upgraded, but I expect truly for you to be changing leaps and bounds when we work together, leaps and bounds. And I also want to highlight that when people are going through a buttonhole experience or they're very, very new to this practice, we kind of work either like weekly or bi-weekly to get you in a more efficient way so you have a safe space to unpack this. And, I don't even want to compartmentalize or qualify the people that I work with. I'm here for all of you. So just like, let's get into it. So go grab your coffee, your tea, your journal, pause this video, and I'm going to use Madame Esma for the pause, and you can go grab your things. Let's do it. Okay, cool. So this is all happening on the 23rd. Let's see, Central Standard Time, the 23rd of May, 8:52. Gold Coast in Australia, 23rd of May, 23:52. And Eastern Standard Time, I'm in Gloucester. This is happening at 23 of May at 9:52. And if you are in a different time zone, please comment your time zone below, and I will make sure to include that in this as well. If you watch my content, a whole bunch. So we're going to start out with the other components and the other conjunctions, and I don't even know how I want to start this. This is very distractible energy. Very, very distractible energy. And so with the parable and the lens of the seventh heaven reference, if you are working towards a specific goal, if you are working towards something that you've been hustling, you've been working towards it for years, you've been in a great space, you've been exercising a whole bunch, you've been doing all of these things, this is the type of thing. I'll just use the lens of, physical health and exercise. I had a great workout this morning, so I'll use that parable. Which is, like you've been going to the gym, every day, every few days, you've been really great with your workouts, and it's May, so you just started in January and you stuck through it and you did it and you did great. This is the type of distractible energy that's like, hey, you want to have a benda this weekend? You want to do that? Yeah, let's go out and let's go pie, let's go have a good time, let's go have fun. And then you skip the gym for like 5 days and then you never go back. Like this is taking you on a journey outside of the path that you're on. So I want you to have, this is Sag energy. So this is the centaur, this is horse energy. Blinders on. I want you to have blinders on. Honest to goodness, I think that the last full moon in Sag or the new moon in Sag from last year in 2023, I was like, get out there, party, be on safari. Not this time. Not this time. I want you look right at me. Look right at me. I want you to stay with me for this one. Herd mentality, expansive focus will happen. Cool. So the 4 other components that I want to highlight before we even get into the full moon. This is an incredibly powerful big day. I'm not working that day. This is a good thing. I'm going to give all this to you, my patrons, my darlings, as soon as I possibly can. I might post this today. So we are going to have number 1. We are going to have Venus conjunct Jupiter at 29 degrees of Taurus, right over here. Jupiter in Taurus has been a year-long transit. If you go into my public YouTube page and go to the long range transits playlist, Jupiter in Taurus was one of my most popular, most viewed videos. It is worth your time if you do leadership work and you need to debrief with yourself, see where Taurus falls in your chart, how you've upgraded. I called it like a slow and possibly seemingly unnoticed glow up here. Very, very exciting stuff. So definitely look how far you've come from last year until now, solely based on Jupiter. Venus, our lovely planet. Venus is run by Taurus. Taurus is run by Venus. Like they are happy together in this sign. At 29 degrees though, it's called the anoretic degree or the critical degree. where you see a little bit of the shadow side of the sign. And so this could be because Taurus, the lens of the second house, which is the Taurus, fixed negative earth energy. We're talking about values, money, paper, access to resources. And I've been saying this for a very long time, list out your top 5 values. What are they? What do you value in this world? Truly. And I want, money, obviously, but what's underneath that? What does money equate to? Like, really go to the baseline. Like, my peace and quiet, my personal time, to be able to create my own schedule, to have the freedom to do that, those are so important to me. Honesty is one of my top 5 values, maybe number 1. Yeah, I can smell a liar from across the room. So I have to set very specific and strict boundaries to be amongst people that utilize that sword, because every single value, every single thing on this planet, and I've used the parable of a cafeteria line, but it's also a tool. So lying is a sword that some people choose to wield. Just saying. So Venus conjunct Jupiter in our house of money, values, and access to resources. This is literally like another parable that's popping into my head. It's like you are days away from signing on your house. Days away from signing, but you choose to go out and like buy a car or buy a ridiculous amount of furniture or something like that, and it messes with your credit, and then you can't sign the P&S. Like, this is real stuff, like real world things that, how do I say? If there were, negative beings on the planet that wanted to really mess up your light work and your stuff, if there were, they'd have this language. Yeah. It's the JP Morgan quote where millionaires don't follow astrology, but billionaires do. Yeah, there was a point in time where doctors had to understand astrology. Truly, this is history. You can go DuckDuckGo this. Go research this on your own. Please don't take my word for it. Go research this on your own. But specific transits affect you in very specific ways. So be cognizant of that and utilize this. Astrology is just math, history, and patterns. That's literally it. I could have, the second you were born, your birth chart is cast the second you come into human form. So the moment you were born, I could have pulled up your birth chart, overlaid this full moon in Sagittarius, and would be able to say on the day you were born, on the 23rd of May, 2024, this is what you're going to be experiencing and going through. So I love that map. I love that as, map makers, as being on a quest to, ascend, to clear your karma, whatever that may be, whatever language you have. This is an incredible tool, calendar, to be able to say, all right, I'm prepared for that. You go into a meeting, you prepare for it. You go into a relationship, you work on yourself. You are buying property, you have to fix up certain things on the back end and get information for yourself. There is no time in your life where you don't have to prepare in some capacity. So being prepared, can't have a bad day. Just have a plan. So beautiful, benefic, lovely, expansive, yin, wonderful planets. What's the word that's popping into my head right now? My third eye is just thumping. Don't be naive. Don't be naive. It's kind of like, oh my God, there's this guy with this van that says that he has candy and it's sugar-free candy, so he looks really nice. I'm going to go over there. Like, don't be naive when it comes to this. Naïveté. Don't be naive. Cool. So at the energetic degree of Taurus, fixed negative earth energy, just rage inside. Like, take it to the gym. Deadlift until you can't deadlift anymore. Really. They, like, what I did in part of like my my EMOM today was like heavy weighted balls. It wasn't even that heavy. Lifting it up and throwing it down. Lifting it up and throwing it down. Lifting it up and throwing it down. Just get it out. Get it out. Anger is an incredible tool. Stem it out. Just dance around. Get this energy out. If you're frustrated, go scream into a pillow. Scream into the abyss. Go to the ocean. Go for a back shore drive. Get this out in a healthy way. Yeah. Anger, rage, frustration. These are all tools. Use it for good, please. Okay, now we have two sextiles that happen right after. Because these are conjuncti-junct and then Venus is going to move. So Venus is going to sextile Neptune first, right over here. Neptune, again, is at 29 degrees of Pisces. This is the last degree of the zodiac wheel. This is the general wheel behind me. If you're very, very new to this table, starts in Aries and go all the way around over to Pisces. Neptune is not going to go into Aries until March 2025. So she's just poking at the bear. She's just poking at Aries energy. Saturn and Neptune are going to go into Aries, not on the same day together, but because they're two very slow moving planets. This is a 2-year transit, and I don't know how long Neptune is in each sign right now. Honestly, because Neptune has been in Pisces for as long as I've been studying astrology. So it's like, it's good stuff. It's really good stuff. So again, 29 degrees, 29 degrees, 29 degrees. Yeah, F around with the universe and this energy and you will find out. You will find out. It's kind of like you're going towards a goal and you can see the finish line. And then there's like a little space over to the right that says, you want to add 4 miles to your trip? And you're like, but I can see the finish line. You're like, but there's candy down there. You're like, okie dokie, let's do that. Don't F around, please. You're so close. You're doing great. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Okie dokie. So Venus, Neptune, water energy, earth energy, mutable water energy, fixed negative earth energy, negative sign, negative sign. How can you tell if someone's lying to you? I want you to write that down. Just write it down. Then we're going to have Jupiter sextiling Neptune. And Neptune, he's not good, he's not bad, he's not ugly. He's our Poseidon in the sky. So this is expansive water energy. So, that's the flooding, that's the rain, that's the crying, that's the tears. I use the parable in my personal practice of Neptune as like a tidal wave that comes into your life and just removes everything. And you're just like, Neptune, what did you do? And he's like, look at all the space you have for new and exciting, healthy activities. You're like, but you destroyed everything. You took everything from this area of my chart. He's like, yeah, now you can rebuild on your own, in your own image. I'm really into superheroes right now, and I've been living in the Marvel universe. And so what I like to ask, my teen clients, my teen and tween clients, and as well as people that are very new to this language, who's your favorite superhero? It kind of shows you a little bit about your expectations of the outside world, what you would love to happen. And, there's a really beautiful is a strong word, but he does political rap music, but Tom McDonald's did a great song. I think it's just called Superman, but it's just where's Superman? And I'm in the Marvel universe, so forgive me for that parable. But yeah, who's your favorite superhero? I oscillate between Thor and, what's his name? Captain America. Honorable mention to Spider-Man right now. That's just where I am. But please comment below. Who's your favorite superhero and why? And why? And then become it. And then just become it, please. For a while, I had identified as Captain Marvel when I was very, very new to my awakening. I'd say 2020, 2021, I was identifying as Captain Marvel. But now, no, I'm not. So that's happening. And then later in the evening, at least Eastern Standard Time, this is happening at 16:31. I don't know what time this is happening for all the other time zones, so my apologies there. But because Eastern Standard Time, the full moon is at 9:52, and then Venus is going into Gemini at 16:31. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot happening all at the same time. This is anoretic degrees. This is critical degrees. This is we're exhausted. This is we are, delusional, illusioned. We need to have our grounding practice. I would recommend having a check-in 3 times a day. And I know that's a lot to ask of you, but in the same way that you would never skip brushing your teeth or drinking water. Actually, I would like for you, if you do not have any sort of grounding or meditative practice, integrate 1 time a day, once a day. And maybe add it to a great way to add the habit of habit is to add it before you do something that you have to do every day. Maybe If you're someone that ingests 3 meals every day, ground before you eat the meal. Just so you have to really train your human avatar to incorporate the habit of habit. Your habits dictate your trajectory, your future, your life. The entirety of the paradigm that you live in is based on your habits. So prove me wrong, prove me wrong, prove me wrong. So if you do something 3 times a day, what is it? And try to ground 3 times a day. If you're a leader, if you're someone that people look to for guidance, reminding yourself, like the Marcus Aurelius language, you're just a person. You're just a person. After I have, like really, really busy days, like I work in service now. So like if I've done something, if I've held space for a lot of people that day, or if I've had an incredibly busy day at the restaurant, or I've, done a bunch of videos, whatever it may be, and I'm taking my shower and my shower cry, to be honest with you, and I'm just like, you're just a person. You're not what anyone needs of you. You're just human. You're here, Sarah. You're good. You're fine. I'm not the expectations of others. I'm not the thoughts of others. Whatever that may be, whatever language you need, use it. But I'd say between 1 and 3 times a day, ground. This could be a 30-second practice. So I'm not saying that you have to be in meditation sitting under the Bodhi tree for a very, very long time. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Okay. 26 minutes in. Now let's get to the full moon. Let's get to the full moon. So what do we know about this axis, the 3rd and the 9th axis? So this is Gemini and this is Sagittarius. This is mutable energy. This is mutable positive energy, mutable positive air energy, mutable positive fire energy. This house is run by Mercury. This house is run by Jupiter. So this is big stuff. Mercury is neither good nor bad. It's just kind of like what you focus on will expand. I think that's what I call the Jupiter and Gemini video, which is it's without question. Without question. That is not just my language. That is just the laws of this universe. If you focus on something enough, it will create. It just will create. So the sun in our 3rd house, right over here, communication, learning, early learning, and communication, language, early learning, and short trips. So we're going to want to do things in Gemini season. We like to we don't want to go too far. That's over here. That's Sag energy right up here. But this is long distance travel, higher education, quest and adventure, also legalities. Legalities is over here, but also Libra scales, because the 7th house is our house of open enemies, as well as the important people, the most important relationships in our lives. But remember, you have a very specific attachment to your chosen enemies. So choose your enemies and your friends wisely. Just saying. Just saying. Thank me later. Thank me later. How did you learn the boundaries of your communication? There's a lot of childhood stuff and some inner child stuff that might be coming up during this time period. It's kind of like a little bit of the intensity of Aries season, because, this is the infant baby ram, and then we age through to Pisces is the baby ancients, where they're like half in this world, half in the next. So we're little baby kiddos. Gemini is the one where it's just like, I stuck my finger in the socket just so I can teach you what's going on over there. And it's just I've mentioned this enough time, but I'm going to mention it again because we're going to Gemini season and I sound like a Gemini talking. But if a Gemini, sun, moon, or rising, if anyone has ever told you that you interrupt too much, or that you're a little bit too sporadic and that you're a little bit all over the place, they never took the time to get to know you. Truly. Truly. And for anyone who's from the South in the United States, just listening to that, I apologize. I apologize. When I worked in sales like many, many years ago and I had Southern clients, they'd be like, were you speaking words right there? Because I could not can you slow down, honey bunches, please? I cannot understand you. Like it's a different vibe down here, and it's just so beautiful and lovely. It's just, I could listen to that accent all day long, my darlings, all day long. It's gorgeous stuff. Okay. Oh, there's another component that I want to highlight as well, is that this full moon is aspecting Pluto over here as well. Actually, let me just finish what I was saying. Communication, early learning, and short trips. And the sun, I like to view because I live in an East Coast island town, and I think of the lighthouse. So the sun is just a lighthouse that's transiting and showing you different areas of your chart that we all have. These 12 houses, we all have all of these areas that we could focus on, but the sun is just saying you could focus here, and the full moon is saying, pardon me, I'm just putting my sweater on. Release here. Release here. This is, we all become the werewolf on the full moon. If you work in service, if you do anything working with people, when full moons come that everybody's acting up a little bit. Everybody's a little funky dunk. When I've had to or chosen to waiter on full moons, I'm like, why are you crying so much? Why are you forgetting things? That customer didn't order that because you write everything down. So why did they think that they did? And I'm like, because it's the full moon, Sarah. That's why. That's why. I might actually go out to eat on this full moon. Yeah, I'm thinking about maybe I'll take myself out to dinner. That'd be fun. That'd be fun to view it from the other side. That might be fun. So the moon over here at the full moon is very, very bright in the sky. So the options are, it's going to highlight something that you might not have been privy to. This is ending a certain chapter in your life, wherever it's falling in your chart. This is the general astrological wheel. So if you don't know the time of your chart, you would watch for Aries rising. So you can watch for this. But even just looking at all of these planets over here are on the side of self and money, communication. And then, Lilith over here in our house of everyday life and practical service, the South Node releasing relationships that do not serve us. And then over here, releasing. There are some of you that are taking a really big pivot and you're releasing some long range goals, whether it be some of you might be leaving an education that you've been in for a little while. Some of you are really taking a pivot, And I want you to find grace within that and just, I call it like saging down the line. Sorry, I'm a jitterbug today. Where you look at the options. It is. A lot of you are at a fork in the road right now. So you're standing at a fork in the road. You're like, okay, I continue down here. I could take this path or I could take this path. I would give yourself 3 options if you do this practice. And sage down the line. Look down the path into the future. So, okay, I got that certification, I got that diploma. Now I'm in, like an incredible amount of financial debt. I, have absolutely no idea how I'm going to do anything with this diploma, with this certification. A lot of people are actually recognizing how broken certain, systems are as far as education. Like, I'm a huge advocate for education, but going towards a one-on-one instructor or, a small group, but not, if you don't know what you want to do, then don't put yourself into an establishment, a system that will, form you and teach you what it is that they want you to learn. And I'll just leave that there. If you have a very specific certification, a very specific goal, I would actually, I'm sorry, my Palo Santo is about to light on fire. So I'm gonna Palo Santo the group just because it's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Okay. Dude, it smells so good. Sorry, I just had to move that. And so, this is mutable fire energy. So it's very much like Aries is cardinal fire energy, fire starter. Leo is fixed fire energy, the bonfire. And Sag is mutable fire energy, just kind of like forest fire energy. So it was just interesting that just caught my eye right there. So very, very fascinating stuff. What was I saying? Yeah, if you want to become a surgeon, then definitely go into school to become a surgeon. If you want to be a yoga instructor, you can take certifications online nowadays. Like, get the piece of paper that you need to be able to legally charge money for whatever service it is that you want. But if you're not really sure and you're just going into school just because you want to do something bigger, really, really sit with yourself and check in on the relationship that you have with your father. That's it. Because you're worthy of love and you're worthy of, you're unconditionally lovable, even without, like right now, homeless and penniless on the side of the road, you're worthy of unconditional love. I'm just saying. So look at your relationship with your father as well. If the education is the thingamajim-jam that I'm talking about here. Yeah, there's some cultural things going on for a lot of people as well. And some gender role things that are going on for a lot of people as well. I just wanted to highlight that. So this is going to be a nice pivot time for a lot of people. And to say, wow, look how far I'm having a moment in time where a situationship many years ago had broken up with me and was just like, look how far we went. Yeah, look how far we went. And then I'm a Scorpio rising conjunct Pluto. So literally that next day, I just completely just like was like, you can't see me, you can't talk to me or anything like that. And that upset that person. So it was just a really interesting parable. And I'm just so grateful for how far I've come. That was so funny. I know. So really, and as well as I'm listening to my guides, a lot of you are in the wrong friend group, or that you've leveled up from your friend group and loneliness is making you not listen to that call inside of yourself. Yeah, my new guides are really heavy hitters, so I apologize in advance if any of this is a little bit too much, but this is only for some of you. Some of you need to go no contact with people. I might do a whole video on when do you know it's time to go no contact and what that means. If you're interested in that, please let me know. I'm going to do it anyways, but I would just love to know who's in that situation, a raise of hands, or like the video. A lot of you have already gone no contact and there's roaring pain inside of yourself solely based on the fact that you're leaders and you chose to go first into that energy. And so I like to think of energy and, awakening and ascending to the unity consciousness is when you're the first to do something, it's so difficult because you don't have enough people that are giving energy to that cloud bubble, for lack of a better term. Some of the most empowered yet most exhausted people I know on this planet are moms that are homeschooling right now, and they're figuring it out, and they have meetups and groups and things like that. They're even recognizing that some of the online programs that they've been using are still a part of the system, and they're like, I just need to unlearn all of this, and I need my kiddo to unlearn all of this. And they're having they're exhausted energetically because the people, how do I say? So because I do very multidimensional work, people round the clock can watch my content. And so people are thinking about me round the clock all over the planet. And for content creators, for healers, for light workers, that happens. For teachers, even within the school system, your kiddos think about you all the time. And so that is very, very tiring. And so for my moms that are homeschooling right now, I have to honor that a lot of mothers that are too terrified to do what it is that you're doing are thinking about you, but are not contributing to that cloud bubble. So it's exhausting. It's kind of like you're all pulling this weight, these rocks, these stones, and you're just like lugging them along, and people are like looking at you kind of like, it's the man in the arena. Yeah, please go duck, duck, go, the man in the arena speech. It'd be worth your time. Because a lot of people are just like, oh, look at them struggling over there. Yeah, look at them struggling. No, I know that I could totally homeschool, but I don't know how. But I'm just looking at these people homeschooling and they're struggling. Yeah, it's interesting. I think a lot of new communities are going to be built. The Pluto in Aquarius transit, this is at 2 degrees retrograde of Aquarius. It's going to retrograde back into Capricorn in September of 2023. And then it's going to go back into Aquarius fully in November of 2024. My gosh. 2024, and then go back into Aquarius November, I want to say 19th of 2024. And it's going to be in Aquarius for 21 years. It'll never go back into Capricorn in our entire lifetime. That's a transit for empires and things like that. So I just want to highlight that. But this sun trining, very positive energy to Pluto, and the moon is sextiling, good, nice, free-flowing energy over here. So this is aspecting and a big key player. It's all at 2 degrees. Not by the second, but by the degree. Yeah, it's at 2, the sun is at 2 degrees 55, moon is at 2 degrees 54, and Aquarius is at 2 degrees. I didn't write down the minutes, my apologies. So I listed all the other things. Okay, so now some of you are asking like, okay, this is beautiful stuff. I know we're leaders. We have this language. We know what we're doing. Let's just pretend that there were, negative beings that were running the planet that really like having like a lot at the top and that most people subservient on the bottom. Let's just pretend. We're just playing pretend now. They know this is going on. They know that this is happening, and they know how to utilize those energies for good or bad or evil or for their own gain. So expect the unexpected, expect a distraction. What did I write down in the May video? A distraction to come. What's up? Like, it's really like grab your torch and pitchforks. Like, it's a lot of, every single system and structure is broken. If you're within the system, there's no saviors, there's no gurus, there's a lot of father and mother stuff coming out in this one. The parables that my guides are giving me right now are really like, I was just checking in with them. Hold on one second. I don't like calling groups out in any capacity, but there's an ideology that needs to be highlighted right now, and I was just checking in to make sure that that was okay. And so when you see a lot of the leftist mentality, like the woke mentality, where a lot of it is just like, I'm right, the Papa President that I have, decided is in charge is going to tell you what's what. There's a projection of some very intense mother-father issues that's being projected out into the world to say, I'm daddy's favorite, you're on the other side and you're not, and you're wrong and I'm right. We're right. How dare you not care about what's going on in other places on the planet that, and it's very much, I'm just channeling this and it's just really intense. So I just want to be cognizant of that every person is a soul. So I honor everyone where they are. I, have been, please go watch my entire Waking Up Post Woke. I am not saying that I am better than anyone. I can only speak to this because I was protesting and presenting as they, them fairy in 2020. So I can only speak to this because I was under that spell. I was there. So I'm not pointing fingers. I'm speaking from I statements, and having come out of that, that's the only reason that I feel comfortable and confident to speak of that. I've also gone through childhood sexualization, so I can understand when there's an older person that is inappropriately attracted to younger people. That's the only reason that I feel comfortable and confident to speak to this. This is my story. That's it. There's a lot of messed up things going on in the planet right now, and it's hard for people to understand and to surrender to the fact that the people that they've idealized are not running their own ship. They're not in control. Whom we think it's like, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain type stuff. That's actually real. And for a lot of people that are really stuck to these ideologies is because if they admit that one thing is wrong, they have to admit that the whole thing is broken. And they have to admit that the entire planet needs to change, which is a big gulp. But please, at the end of the day, the babies being born right now are the ones here to change it. So we don't have to worry about it, but we do have to, Sag energy, and this is a parable, I'm not saying actually do this, but we have to burn it down. Don't actually do it, but in a metaphorical way, we have to burn it down and recognize that the whole thing is wrong. We can't take archaic tools in 2024 and think that they're going to work. They're archaic. We can do things. I have limitless information on the tiny little telephone that I'm recording this on. Limitless information. Limitless. So that's all I'm going to say there. That's all I'm going to say. I just went on a little tangent, but I care so much about this planet and this world, and I'm older than I look. In many ways, I've been around for a very, 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 very long time, and so I have done very, very, very messed up things over many lifetimes. And so I'm here to tell you that there is another way. There are other ways. Understanding your connection to the God of your understanding is step one. Admitting to yourself and to that God, I've made mistakes. I need to surrender to the current. I need to surrender to where I am. If everyone on the planet, every single person on the planet took responsibility for themselves, their thoughts, words, actions, and intentions, and their home, their family, their team, their flock. And that's it. We'd get a lot done a lot faster, truly. But it starts with us. It starts with you. It starts with me. It starts at home. So if you're frustrated about systems outside, look at your parental issues. If you're frustrated with jealousy, look at your sibling stuff. Look at your inner child. Look at your inner teenager, your inner adolescent, and go out into the world knowing who you are, what you stand for, what you believe in, and don't let anybody rattle that cage. This is cage rattleable, naïveté. Sorry, a seagull just flew right by. It was really beautiful. Seagulls, I live on an island, so they come all the time. Actually, I have I'm gonna just check. Actually, we'll finish with the tarot, but I have one of my power animal books, and I'm just gonna read. It's a whole page, so if you want to screenshot it, I'm just going to read this part. Keywords: inquiry, opportunity, freedom, awareness from sequel. If sequel comes into your life, your survival skills are too prevalent. They may be making you act pushy or feel worried. Stay in your own lane. Remember that everyone's journey is personal. You may need to be more aggressive in order to get what you want. Solar plexus, yellow calcite, air energy, shaman's intention, make me curious and show me how I can use this trait as a tool for learning. Siegel's quote: being willing to indulge in what you desire can bring great fulfillment. The lessons lie in the realization that satisfaction can be elusive. So what actually does jazz you up? Truly, what makes you pop out of bed like it's Christmas morning and that you would do it every single day without payment? An incredible thought leader and light worker that Marco J. Williams, he's interviewed me once last year and I couldn't recommend his content higher. He did a video that, I'm not on the Ticker Talker in any capacity, but he did a video about how he got a download that community is going to be the new currency, where it's like very much trade and stuff like that. Like, you need homeschooling, I love homeschooling, you need food, you have a cow, I need food, like that type of stuff. And it was taken down. It was taken down. And so that just popped into my head. That's all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say about that. So finding your people. And I'd said this in the Jupiter and Gemini video, where it's like, if you don't feel like you've found your people, there's a whole community. You don't even know how lovable you are just yet, because how much people are going to honor you and respect you and want to take care of you because you take care of them in the same way. Like, you have so much to offer. You have so much to offer. I'm just so grateful for you and I'm so proud of you. So I want to leave us with some tarot cards. These are the tarot cards that I'm going to start with the minor arcana that represent this decan of the astrological wheel. There are minor arcana tarot cards that represent, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and then 20 to 29, 30, pardon me, each area of the astrological wheel. And in my Patreon group, if you're watching this on YouTube, it's a really accessible investment. It's $10 a month. And I do, for every moon cycle, so minimum of 2, every once in a while you get once in a blue moon, you get 3 moon cycles. But every month you get 2 all signs readings, 2 full tarot readings, 2 full channeled messages, 2 full roundups. I've been putting a recipe for some yummy food in there as well. 2 introductory videos. It's so much of my heart goes into that, and it's an incredible community that's being built there. So I just want to highlight that. So I'm going to show you the cards that represent the 0 to 10 degrees of Gemini, and then 0 to 10 degrees of Sag. Sorry. Okay, it's weird to watch myself because you can't see my chest piece when I do that, so it's interesting. This card represents 0 to 10 degrees of Gemini. And I talked about this card in the Jupiter and Gemini video. This is very much the fork in the road. This is self-sovereignty. No one is coming. Yeah, she tied herself up. This is, I'm labeling my trauma on my lapel. This is, I don't want to look around at my own life and take responsibility before my thoughts, words, actions, and intentions. Her legs aren't even tied. She can literally just walk away. There are no swords behind her. Nothing is holding her back. So choose wisely. My seventh heaven parable. I just can't even. It is just so pure. It was so pure. Okay, if you know, you know. Yeah, the town is so far away. Just it's so okay to say, hey, I messed up. Hey, I was right. Hey, I was wrong. Hey, I changed my mind. Hey, I don't want to do that anymore. It's so okay to do that. We're all going to die one day. Oh my God, I was at my local natural food market the other day, and like, I don't take these off. This isn't just for the videos. I wear them everywhere I go now. And so the person was like, I really like your face bedazzles. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. She was wearing a beautiful cross and beautiful earrings, so I complimented them. And, you know, she kind of like asked a little bit. We got into a conversation. I was like, yeah, I'm going to die one day. We're all going to die one day. So I would rather just show up as my true self, my true alien angelic self, than present as human being, because I'm really not. And she just goes like, wow, that was a thread. And I was complimented. I think that's a compliment. I'm a millennial. I think that was a compliment. I took it as a compliment. I'm trying. I'm trying. I work with youngsters, and sometimes I don't understand what's going on. I just really don't. Like, that's kind of why I really appreciate like Captain Steve Rogers, Captain America, because sometimes I just like, I'm ancient. So 8 of Wands is a beautiful card. This represents 0 to 10 degrees of Sagittarius energy. Just confirming, because my brain is 0 to 10, 5, 6, 7, 8 of Wands. This is a Mercury run card. So this is quick things happening quick. Quick decisions, quick. There's no humans on this card. You know, this is, you know, like emails. This is, you know, back, some of my books were like faxes coming in quick, text messages coming in quick. This is information. This is love. This is whatever you've been waiting for happening quickly. So really, even I'm getting a full body chill. My guides are just saying like certain things are happening in ways where it's just like, you know, we all have like threads, like imagine threads and like strings that are attached to certain areas of your body, or kind of like, I'm going to use a real, like, remember switchboards? I wasn't alive then in this lifetime, but like where, you know, you had wires and you're putting them into the certain areas and stuff, and you just have to like take a few switches and and then it's all good. It's all good. Or you find your square peg in a square hole. This is when you find the thing, the people, the community, whatever it is that you need, the clients, the audience, the number, the whatever it is, everything just slapping, just happening. Good stuff. Good stuff. I don't want to talk about the rest of the tarot cards. I just want us to focus on these two because I feel like I've given a lot of information today. So this is it. Take the blindfold off. Do it. It is so uncomfortable. I've never built my own business before. For a while, I was just like, yeah, I'm just doing this because it's my sole purpose to do this. But I have to like be a small business owner. I have to figure this out. I don't know how to do that, but I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm making a massive pivot within my own practice. Yeah. I've always visualized, I'm not even going to get into it. I visualized this as a bigger production, like a share show type of a thing. And I want that for myself. But my goals, I have no idea how to accomplish them, but I'm every day working on becoming the version of myself that can figure that out every day. So thank you to my patrons for supporting me. Thank you. Everything that I put out there right now, like the link is in my biography. If any of my content has ever been helpful for you and you're keen to donate and to give back, you have no idea how much that helps. You've no freaking clue how much that helps. So my crows are going off outside. I'm so grateful for them. They're cheering me on. It's so beautiful. Take the blindfolds off. Get ready. Be ready. We're releasing. You know, for my patrons, go into the toolbox and go work on the practical full moon releasing technique. That's a really nice way if you need just like some super duper type A work to do right now. I'd focus there. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I'm here for it. I mean, we're alive. We're here for it. This is beautiful. This is wonderful stuff. I'm going to take a sip of water. Hold on one second. My guides just want to remind you, you are that powerful. You are that special. You are a drop of the ocean and the ocean. Co-create with the God of your understanding. There was like a clip that I made into a short where it's like, I'm going to speak to my leaders, I'm going to speak to my like woo-woo people at the same time. We have to blend these two languages together. We can't just be doing things 3D and 3D and 3D and action and like assertive. We can't do that all the time. And for my spiritual community, you can't just sit back and avoid your shadow and meditate and be high vibes only. You have to blend these worlds together. Truly. That's how we make this an efficient quantum jump. That's how you jump paradigms. You script it, you write it, you release it, you manifest it on the new moon, you give it to the moon on the full moon, and then you just like trust. You got to do certain things and then trust. Don't be naive. Don't get distracted. I might call it Naïveté, I don't know, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure out what to call this video. I sometimes forget, but you know, putting your crystals out under the full moon to give it like a moon bath, that's something you can do every month. That's something nice to do. But that's all she wrote. What questions do you have for me? How are you feeling? Do you feel like something big is coming or happening or has happened and you're really integrating it? What are you experiencing? Comment below. Let the group know. For my patrons, just put it in the patron discussion, or if you want to put it in the YouTube, that'll be posted publicly, like if you want to put it on there. But if you're posted in the patron comment section, it won't go public. So just, you got this. I love you. I'll see you in the all signs reading. Love you.